Okay, it's just past 2 o'clock now. Our plan here today was to actually all get together at UK Active's offices, but due to the challenges of travel in London and into London today, but because of the wonders of technology, we're able to come to you live from UK Active, Dr. Stephen Mann and myself, Guy Griffiths, and over in Oxfordshire at Data Basics' offices is Dave Reeves, who I'm going to hand over to now.
Thank you, Guy. I'm Dave Reeves from Promote Leisure. Promote Leisure helps a number of leisure clubs and gyms with lots of different things, mainly membership sales, operations, and marketing as well. I'm here today with Regina and Kelly from Data Basics. A little bit about the Sales and Retention Convention. It was formed a few years ago by myself and Guy Griffiths. And I'm back to Guy in the UK Active head offices.
Thanks, Dave. Yes, I'm Guy Griffiths from GG Fit. I'm a member retention consultant. And Dave and I started the Sales and Retention Convention to help educate the industry, the fitness industry, in terms of best practices in both sales and retention, because you get the best results with your membership from linking these processes together rather than treating them as separate entities. So, yeah, we want to tell you today more about the Sales and Retention Convention that's happening next month and introduce the speakers to you. But first of all, Dave's going to tell you more about the convention as a whole.
Thanks, Guy. Yes, the Sales and Retention Convention runs twice a year, normally in the spring and the autumn. It has done so for several years now. And the next one is on Tuesday, the 14th of November. So just over 5 weeks' time. It will be held at the Warwickshire Golf and Country Club, which has great access just off of the M40. Previous topics we've covered have included lots of different things, from lead generation and membership referrals, selling inductions. Previous topics have also included a little bit about marketing from a traditional sense, and obviously the digital age and membership communications, managing customer reviews, mystery shopping, re-engaging absentees. And other than Guy and myself, we've invited lots of different speakers to come along speaking about different subjects, and from the likes of FIFO, Pro Insight, and gym sales, to name but a few.
So this autumn, we're talking about data as the new oil. Lots of organisations, particularly in the fitness industry, are drowning in data. So we'll be showing you how to get more from your data, how to refine it, and how to use renewables as well. And with GDPR coming up, we will show you what to do in the event of an oil spill. So Dave and I will be kicking things off on the day, talking about membership cancellations and going through the process of cancellation, showing you how to handle leavers' objections, maybe persuade some members to stay, but also how to collect useful data from your leavers, and then subsequently how to get ex-members to rejoin in the future. So that's going to be the opening session on the 14th of November. After that, we'll have a quick coffee break, and then we'll hand over to the GDPR experts from Data Basics.
Hi, I'm Regina from Data Basics, and Kelly is our data rockstar, and both of us will be there on the 14th. We're really looking forward to meeting you all. We'll be discussing what you need to be thinking about now in order to get yourselves ready for the implementation of the General Data Protection Regulation, which comes into force in May 2018. And certainly data protection is something that's moving up people's agendas, and thinking about, if you're drowning in that data, it's member data, how do you keep it? How do you use it most effectively? But how are you transparent with your members about how you're using their data, keeping it safe, that they can trust you with it, so that you're accountable and confident in the way that you're using that. For us, it's more than just a tick box exercise. It's not just about putting policies and processes in place, about making sure you engage with all your staff so that they know what they need to do to keep your personal data safe across the whole of your business. So we'll be going through some of those things with you, hopefully with actions to take back to the office on the day of the 15th.
And after which we'll have a lovely, delicious lunch, and we'll start the afternoon session with Dr. Stephen Mann, Director of Research from UK Active.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Dave. So I'm going to be talking about three main things on the day. I'm going to first start talking about our big industry-wide data set from our UK Active benchmarking service, looking at trends around joiners, leavers, and total kind of member movement between the various different subsectors of our industry. Then start focusing on a report we put out last month called Moving Communities, Agricultural Trends Using Data from the Data Hub. So we've got what members are actually doing when they're in facilities. So we've got trends, data from the last couple of years, over 130 million site visits, looking at what sports and activities are hot and what those trends are telling us about what's coming in the future. And then finally, we'll do some data from our consumer insight panel here at UK Active with 30,000 members that we survey regularly. Start finding out what it is at the minute that members are telling us they like, but why they're joining clubs, why they're leaving, and how that differs between different demographics and different groups of people.
Great, thanks, Stephen. Stephen will be followed by Chris Phillips from the Data Hub, who unfortunately can't be with us here today because he's at a Data Hub steering group, but he'll naturally follow on from Stephen's session, chatting about leisure trends by showing ways to make your data analysis easier and simpler and faster. In a nutshell, the Data Hub hoovers up membership and participation data from hundreds of leisure facilities, obviously with their permission, and it provides analytics on the impact of exercise, as well as the effectiveness of different actions and the social value of specific initiatives. So really with Dr. Stephen Mann and Chris Phillips, you're going to have a great data set there to find out about and some insights to take away. Then it will be back over to Dave.
Thanks, Guy. Yes, after we'll have a short coffee break and then we'll look at the sales KPIs. So in essence, if we have, for instance, a membership target of 50 members that we need to hit in a month, do we really know how many leads we need to generate? Because that will then dictate how much money we need to spend on marketing, which gives us the amount of leads we need, because we know our conversion rates of what a converted lead is to an appointment, what a converted appointment is to a sale, and therefore. So it gives us a real insight into how it manages your whole business, really, from a membership sales perspective. But also things like no-show rates, how those are managed, and things that practical tips that can be taken back to clubs to be implemented. So that's a little bit about sales KPIs. Obviously, we're going into a lot more detail on the day.
Thanks, Dave. Then I'm going to finish up with my XYZ of retention KPIs. So talking about measures that you can use in your club to identify retention issues and set targets to resolve them. We won't be covering things like, the 12-month retention or attrition rate or length of membership, although Stephen will probably be going through those kind of things from the benchmarking, but these will be KPIs that you can use to affect your retention and that everyone can measure very easily. Things like first month visits, something that's very straightforward that everyone can count, that will give you a real dashboard of how well you're doing at retaining your members from day one. Also, just as a note, we're running a couple of webinars from the last Sales and Retention Convention, so next Thursday at 2 and the following Thursday at 2. People who are registered for this Sales and Retention Convention will get a free pass for those webinars, or you can sign up to them for a small fee. But other than that, that's the day in a nutshell. I'm going to hand back over to Dave now to wind up this webinar and tell you how to book.
Thanks, Guy. Yeah, if you'd like to come along and listen to those 6 sessions and, of course, have a lovely bit of lunch and some networking, the simplest thing to do is to simply Google GGFit or Google Promote Leisure. You'll find our websites from there, and you'll easily navigate to the sales and retention page and be able to book on from there. So that's pretty much it. I'd like to thank everybody for their time today, including the speakers, and, of course, most importantly, yourselves for listening to us give you a brief preview on the Sales and Retention Convention. Thank you very much.